Hi, Venus. Just a quick FYI, Lee said, OMG, give her a big hug for me and tell her I said a
Aw.
great big hello. Hopefully this question didn't already get asked because I came in a few minutes late. But it seemed to me like you had to work harder than everybody else because your voice is one of those we call in the business a throat ripper, or at least it sounded like it was. How difficult was that? It felt like you had to work harder than everybody else did. And sometimes it sounded like you may have had a cold or sinus problems, or if that maybe that's just how the character sounded. I wasn't sure.
It is a very throaty sounding character that I created, and yeah, along with that comes there are days where it doesn't matter how many exercises or you warm up your voice, it's still gonna hurt. And if there was any heavy duty, like I said, screaming and stuff like that, we would hold it till the end of the session. But for the most part, yeah, it was getting it right and not trying not to swallow. Do you know what I mean? Like depending on how long the sentence was or what I was trying to get out or get my point across. And sometimes, yeah, it did hurt. I can't lie.
I think the single worst thing to ask an actor to do is scream. But like a voice actor specifically, because they make their entire living from their voices, and when you make them blow out their voices, it's like having a football player, rip a hamstring or something. And oftentimes you'll have actors going from a recording session to a recording session. It's like, well, I have a 9 o'clock, and I'm starting again at 4, and it's like, well, they can't show up at their next
With
gig,
her voice thrashed.
not able to, yeah, and so I'm very conscious of having actors screaming because it does inflict such damage, particularly, now I'm going to get sexist,
Yeah.
with women when you have them like shrieking or like,
Yeah.
really, really, I mean, we're talking about, just like ripping tissue paper here.
Yeah, yeah.
So I consider it, I try and weigh heavily when I'm doing that kind of thing to make sure it's like, it's something that I keep in mind because, you have these actors who need not to rip out their throats.
And it was a conscious choice on my part too. And when you audition for something, you just come up with like different ways to voice the character, and if they like what they hear, then they'll work with you, and then work on trying to get the right pitch, the right tone, like kind of what direction they want to go in, and just go with it.
When I audition, I usually use three different types of voices. Were there other types of Blackarachnia voices you've ever heard?
That that I did.
Right, when you were auditioning.
Probably. I can't remember.
No Jewish lady.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, obviously, when we auditioned, we had different takes on how we wanted it to sound. But I remember in those days too. That was a luxury. You get to go in for projects, and you get to audition with the director present. Nowadays you don't have that luxury, so you just kind of go in, do your thing, and hope it's kind of what they want, or if they can hear something that that you'd be someone they want to work with. But back then,
Or hope that by your reputation and by your track record, they know. Oh, wait a minute, she also can do this. We
Right.
can trust her to do this.
right. But it was a lot. Sue Blue had a lot to do with me, I think, and how we worked together, and because she pulled each and every one of us aside and said, "Okay, try this, try that, let's." It's just trying things that and hopefully it works, and hopefully they like what they hear, and.
And Sue Blue
Yeah.
began as an actor. She was the original RC.
Mm-hmm.
She's very hands-on and very sweet.
She's
Super
very,
lady,
very
yeah.
sweet. Yes, very much so. I have a question. It was a very throaty voice. Did you find ways as the series went on to kind of be kinder to your throat, or did you just become kind of used to it, or did you just sort of like drink honey beforehand or afterwards or both to kind of? I mean,
Yeah, there is the halls. We had like the candy, like for your sore throat and stuff. But for the most part, I was fine. It was just on days where we had, like some days we had long sessions. We had like two shows, and we would be like morning till late afternoon, and so you just have to kind of take it easy. Try not to smoke too much in between. Although the smoking I think helped because it gave it that raspiness.
have
Kids don't
whiskey
try that at
voice,
home.
right?
That whiskey voice. But no, just take it easy and try not to overdo it when you're not working. You know what I mean, like the screaming and stuff. But no, for the most part, I found it to be okay. There were some days, though, that was like, oh yeah, it was a little tougher than others, but